YouTube, my name is Mesa and welcome back to another Destiny 2 video. Alright folks, we have a ton of Destiny 2 news to go over. We're going to go over a whole bunch of secrets that you probably didn't pick up in the Vidoc or trailer this week for Shadowkeep, the new DLC coming to Destiny 2 this September 17th to be exact. And then also, we need to cover a whole bunch of things related to the Menagerie and also Season of Opulence. So let's get into it, and if you enjoy this video, a like rating is very much appreciated, and subscribe if you're not a subscriber. Let's do this. First, we're going to talk about Imperials. Imperials are the currency that you use to upgrade your Chalice of Opulence, and I'm going to show you some amazing farming methods to get Imperials really easily. You just need to upgrade one thing on your Chalice of Opulence that will make your life a whole lot easier. Also, I'm just pointing out here, there is lore all over the Menagerie play spaces, and you definitely want to try to find these. This is the only one that I know of so far, and it's on the top left-hand side of the final boss fight. But you want to find these things because when you cash them in, well, each one of them will give you 500 Imperials. To upgrade your rune capability, your rune bonus, and your power and efficiency, that's going to vary all the way from 2,500 Imperials all the way up to 8,000 Imperials. So safe to say you're going to need a lot. And the weekly bounties, that's not going to cut it. So I'm going to suggest that you upgrade your power and efficiency 2 for 3,000 Imperials if you have the Imperials. And a shout out to the Black Link. I will link his channel in the description. He's the one that pointed it out, but I'm going to tweak it a little bit. So what you want to do is upgrade this, right? Now this says grant an additional weekly powerful reward from the final chest of the Menagerie. However, check it out. Playlist activities may now rarely award Imperials. So you could use this two ways. One is you could just play Mayhem Clash. That's right, Mayhem Clash is this week. And if you play Mayhem Clash and get them to drop afterwards, well, that's going to be 500 Imperials post-game. Then from there, you can go back to either Benedict or Werner and buy the Wealth of the Emperor. And it requires power and efficiency too. Significantly increases the chance of earning Imperials from Strikes, Gambit, and the Crucible. Greatly increases the chance of earning Imperials in the Menagerie. Effects will last until Imperials are earned. Now it said Strikes, it did not say any playlist, so if you want a quick strike to do, go do the Lake of Shadows. If you're with friends, you could clear that thing in 4 to 5 minutes. If you're with randoms, you could clear Lake of Shadows in 4 to 5 minutes, because with Wealth of the Emperor, until you get those Imperials, yeah, it says Strikes, Gambit, or the Crucible. Big thank you to TimeSplitter01 for sharing Cram RM's graphic over on Reddit. I will link it in the description as well as the Reddit thread, but it's a full infograph that basically shows you everything you need to know in terms of what or how you want to set up your Chalice of Opulence when you're completing the Menagerie. So in simplest terms, slot 1, you select the type of reward, slot 2, you select a specific item, slot 3, select the masterwork trait. So for the columns, you've got the rune names, and you can see the colors. Slot 1, you've got rune item archetype. Slot 2, you've got the rune specialization traits, whether it's armor or weapon RPM. And then lastly, for slot 3, you've got your rune masterwork trait. And on the left-hand side, he gives you an example. For slot 1, you put in the rune of jubilation, you're going for a sniper rifle. Slot 2, if you put in a red rune, that's going to give you an average RPM, as opposed to a low or excellent. Then in slot 3, if you put in a purple rune, that'll give you handling. And he said the drop will always be a beloved sniper rifle with a handling masterwork. So I will link the image and the Reddit thread in the description. Save this to your desktop or save this to your phone. It's very handy. Apparently there is a secret challenge for the Menagerie posted by Drazen1980 on Reddit. And he said not for the Shadow Seal, but still useful. Was running a bunch of challenges for the Menagerie, and we stumbled upon a challenge accidentally. At the final boss, if only one person stands in the Harpy pool, you get an achievement begging you 500 Imperials. And he said he also managed to get a clockwork on that run too, so it was a pretty good run. He also made an edit, and he says, to clarify, only one person can stand in a Harpy pool. It doesn't have to be everyone. We had one guy with 1,000 voices every time. You could use all 3 pools as long as only one person is standing in them. So I'll be trying this tonight. Let me know what your results are. All right, moving along here, if you really want to make your life easier, there is a web application, which I will link in the description. This is from from Hunbury59 over on Reddit, well, yeah, you're seeing it in the background. It's a web application where you can choose the weapon you want and then actually select the masterwork, and then from there, it's going to spit out what exact runes you need to put into your Chalice of Opulence, depending on, well, what you want. So if you're on a desktop, I would use this. I will link it in the description. It's got everything you need in terms of what weapons and armor pieces and how you want them rolled. Now let's move into Shadowkeep, the next DLC coming to Destiny 2, and Year 3, and, well, the future of Destiny 2. And actually, there might not be a Destiny 3. Jason Schreier from Kotaku, he's a gaming journalist, and for the most part, for the past, ever since he's been writing about Destiny, he's been correct on all fronts and seems to have a lot of insight to what Bungie does, or I don't know, I think he has some inside sources. But in one of his articles, which I'm going to link in the description, he's just kind of summarizing how, well, Bungie's moving full-blown MMO RPG. We saw all that on stream. But he's saying it pretty much seems like Destiny 3 probably ain't coming, or at least he's saying in here, reading between the lines sure makes it seem like Destiny 3 ain't coming. But we'll be probing Bungie about that one in the near future. Now, it looks like the leakers were correct. Yeah, we're going back to the moon, and no Dreadnought, and Eris Morn is back. The leakers were saying, yeah, Eris Morn's coming back, but they never did say anything about the Dreadnought. They did say the moon, however. Let's get a debate going in the comment section. Do you guys want a Destiny 3? Because we're going to talk about how they're changing up the stats and the way we build ourselves in terms of our character. They're going full-blown MMORPG. I'm actually kind of comfortable with if they just stuck with Destiny 2 and just keep evolving it year after year. They're doing the Destiny 2 New Light, or Destiny Free, where you get the base game, you get Curse of Osiris and Warmind, and you pretty much get to play all that, and that brings you into our world. And then stuff after that, which we don't know the full details about. It looks like stuff with like Forsaken. You can't play any of the endgame stuff. I think you can go to the destinations. We're going to just be able to do bounties and things like that, or not us. I mean, people who are people who aren't veterans, they can go in and just see the destinations and patrol around them. Griffin from Bungie, he said he's going to put together a frequently asked questions document sometime this week explaining everything, so we're all not confused. Now, Bungie snuck something into the Vidoc that if you blinked, you missed it, but I'll show you a screenshot in a second. So here they are showing off how we're going full-blown MMORPG in terms of our character, customizing it, but they're bringing some cool stats back from Destiny 1, which I am a very happy camper about. Look what's on the bottom right-hand side of the screen. What do you see? Intellect, discipline, and strength. Yes, they are coming back along with our normal stats that we have now. If you never played Destiny 1, all of us were chasing the perfect roll on a piece of armor for intellect, discipline, or strength. You can only get one or two. Intellect was all about how fast you would get your super back. Discipline was about your grenade energy, and strength was all about your melee. Now, nothing was more fun than logging in every week and checking Destiny Item Manager to see, well, one, what vendors had the perfect roll on either a ghost shell, because our ghost shells had intellect, discipline, or strength. We had artifacts that could roll with that stuff. And also, when Iron Banner would come around, Lady Ephrodite always sold the best gear, like perfect armor with perfect stat rolls, and it made you want to grind Iron Banner all week to get those rolls, and you can buy them. I wanted to address the topic of remastered raids from Destiny 1 to Destiny 2, because I received so many tweets when they saw good old Crota. Well, Crota's one of my favorite raids, and he's my outro music, but we see Crota here. But if you look over his head, and we'll see the clip I'll play for you in a second here, it says Crota Phantasm, and we see 3 Guardians here. So more than likely, this is a strike. This is not a raid or anything. See? 3 Guardians. But it said Crota Phantasm. What does Phantasm mean? A figment of the imagination, an illusion, or apparition. We also see a few clips here and there of good old Skolas. He was the House of Wolves endgame boss, so more than likely we'll be seeing some returning bosses in strikes or just various activities, but they did say that the raid in Shadowkeep is going to take place in the Black Garden. Another little secret that Bungie threw into the Vidoc is look what auto rifles returning, or what exotic is returning on the right hand side of the screen. What is the hunter holding? That's the good old Monte Carlo from Destiny 1. If you're not familiar, that was one of the original PlayStation exclusive auto rifles from Destiny 1. I remember when it first came out, man, did I want that thing so bad, and then I got it. Wasn't really crazy about it. The main perk was Monte Carlo method. Dealing damage with this weapon reduces your melee cooldown and grants a chance to fully charge your melee ability with each kill. At this point, you know what, guys? I like new exotics, I do, but if we're going to keep building on Destiny 2, I should say, if they're going to keep building on Destiny 2, you know what? Just bring all of the Destiny 1 exotics back, and we're in one big world where we have all our old stuff from the vault that got blown up by the Cabal, and we're all happy campers because, in my opinion, a lot of the Destiny 1 exotics were a lot of fun. I love them. I missed them. In the Vidoc, you might have caught that Lars had said, we're updating Crucible Labs to include some much-loved game types from the past. This is just the beginning. This is us building the foundation for what we're doing from the Crucible going forward. We see in the Vidoc they're playing Elimination, and they're playing 3v3, and in a few other clips too scattered about the Vidoc, they also were playing 3v3. So more than likely, I'm predicting in Season 8, they're going to bring back 3v3 elimination, and it really wouldn't surprise me if they bring back Trials, but Trials will be 3v3. Dylan then quoted Lars and tweeted it out, and at the bottom he said, being a Crucible player myself, I'm excited for the future. Season 8 brings a renewed focus to PvP. Can't wait. Now, when I heard and saw some much-loved game types from the past, they have to be meaning Rift. Come on, guys. Rift has not been in Destiny 2 at all. A lot of us have been asking for it, although the maps I don't think would be really conducive to Rift, but maybe we're getting new maps in Season 8 with this new DLC. They'll make them for 6v6s. We're getting Widow's Court back. You can see it in the background. And yeah, give us Rift back. I can only think, yeah, much-loved game types from the past. Rift has to come back, and 3v3 elimination. Let me know in the comment section, do you want to see Rift come back? And if so, leave me a hashtag #BringBackRift. Anyway, we're at the end of the video, so another hashtag. Leave me a hashtag made it to the end if you did make it to the end, and do me a favor. Drop a like in this video, only if you see fit. Follow me on Twitter, @MesaSean. Check out my stream, usually and always on YouTube, and that's it. I am out of here like Vladimir.